Hello, hello, hello. And this is for those who might watch my live after it's recorded. Just so that we're all clear. I am your baby boomer, Kitty Lane, from the Peninsula in Virginia. And you are at Create and Relate. I am currently working on whip number 10. And I count two of them because I know that I'm going to be working on them to complete them. But I have not shown them yet because they're still deep in the closet. But this is one. I also have an order for a basket. Um, she wants it the size of Pete's last basket. So she wants it, and I have to do 80 in the round. And I think it was 22 rounds high on the sides. So that's how is everyone. Happy to see someone pop in. Thank you for the like. I really appreciate it. What I'm working on now is a scarf. It is the infamous pencil scarf. Excuse me. Come here, Pete. Sorry, I might have to hear this. I don't see the way. What's wrong? I'm sorry about that. We had a little family thing going on. Had to fix it because we can't pause this. All we can do is like mute ourselves. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Um, but like I said, what I'm working on is the scarf pencil. And you can see the big eraser. I'm working on the little metal part that holds the eraser and the pencil together. I guess you call it a clasp or a clamp of sorts. And they're usually like gray or silver. I have seen the gold ones with the blue trim around them. One, two, three, four. I am using just my favorite moss stitch. I love it for some reason. It works up quickly, and your work just looks so neat. It just, a single crochet and a chain. Was trying to figure if I should put an opening in it so that it could be fed through. Hmm. I don't know. I just rolled my little cake. I had a project started. It was like the waistband to a skirt that I thought of, but I never could get the bottom of the skirt like I wanted it. But the waistband was like really thick. I have a thing for thick waistbands, and I wanted the design of the skirt to be kind of Elizabethan, I guess would be the best way to describe it. Where they had the high collars with the fringe around it and the body shaping that went like over the hips and down to a V, kind of shaped the hips because it was at that point that the skirt would kind of flare out or pleat. I just couldn't get that V shape like I wanted it. Maybe somebody else can do it. I'd be interested to see. But you gotta show me a picture. 2, 4, 6. Turbo. 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 7. I don't want it to be super wide, but I don't want it to be like thin either. I'm thinking I've done 7 rows. I'm thinking maybe 3 more rows before I start the orange for the pencil itself. Sound good? I only made one before. It was years ago. I used to be able to crochet when I was a front desk clerk. So sitting here waiting for people to come in to check in, and I'm just crocheting, and it took the better part of my shift to make it, but I don't remember what stitch I used. I don't know if I went with a single. I don't think I did the moss stitch. I really don't think I did the moss stitch. I know this is about probably 3/5 the time. It's a little more than half the time to do it. So, and even still timing this against that wouldn't be fair to either because I was at work. So I had to stop a lot, I'm sure. I was never there when we weren't getting at least phone calls. We were in a busy little spot. Where we were, there were a total of, let me see, Fairfield Courtyard, um, Comfort Inn, and there was another one. I can't remember the name of the other one. So there was 7 hotels on that strip. And where I was, as soon as you would turn into that street and come around the curve, we were the first hotel coming from the interstate. If you came up the back way, of course, we were the last hotel on that side. But there were 6 on one side and 1 on the other. And the one across from us was Hilton. Um, yeah. So how is everyone this evening? How's your weekend been? What have you been up to? Please don't forget the thumbs up. And spread the word that I actually do crochet. Okay, that was row 10. All right, there we are so far. That is our eraser and our clasp or clamp or whatever it is it's called. And I'm going with Varsity Orange for the color of the pencil. Okay, I'm picking up extra work, making myself work extra hard. It's a bright pencil. What do you think so far? More like a highlighter than a pencil? I think it looks pencil-y. Okay, what I've done, I think everything that I'm using, no, most of it, nope. My garnet, garnet, and my gray are both Karen 1 payon. And my varsity orange is Big Twist. All acrylic, all four worsted. The size of my hook is the J 6.0. And I started with 35 chains. A chain that's one because I'm using the moss stitch. I'm still trying to learn how to build a foundation row with the moss stitch. That's what I do. I take stitches and play around with them and see what I can do to make it different or easier or however. But that's how stitch variations are formed anyway. That's pretty much what we all do. But I chained 36 actually. Um, that last chain is only for the purpose of it being a turning chain. And then I moss stitched all the way over. I kind of prefer ending on an odd number in the moss stitches because that way I end a row the way I start the row. For instance, my first row was single crochet chain, single crochet chain. At the end it was chain, single crochet, chain, single crochet. So it kind of complemented each other at the end. So the next row starts with single crochet, chain. And the end of that row will be chain, single crochet, single crochet. So that's why I like to use an odd number for my base. Typically, when I make scarves for adults, they are between 30 and 45 stitches across, depending on the size hook, which, like I said, this is a 6.0, a J. And it also depends on um, the make of the shawl itself. Say, for instance, a person wants their name on it because I do a lot of graph canning. But say they want their name in it or the name of their school or organization that they support or whatever, then it would have to be the number of stitches across to accommodate whatever they want on it. Sometimes it ends up being more like a wrap, an extended or an extra long wrap, or what they call the mega scarves or infinity, well, not the infinity scarves, but the really, really big long ones.
Excuse me?
Yes.
We have to remote. We're turning on something now. I'll be right there, Pete.
Please bring it back.
Thank you. I'll make it quick, okay?
Mm-hmm. Hi, Rosalie. How are you? It's good to see you here. But yeah, this is my scarves. I can give you a briefing of 5 of the 8, um, really 6 of, well, I got so many whips going, y'all. Did I tell you I had an order for a basket? Oh, I'm doing a lot better. I hid away for a few days. I got really sick Wednesday night, and I don't. Y'all forgive me, but I don't remember too much about Thursday. I really don't. Um, I remember I had a doctor's appointment. We chose to do virtual, but I cannot tell you what happened on the doctor's appointment. I do know that I have x-rays, CAT scans coming up the 4th of October. And that way we can find out what's going on with my spine. Thank you so much. Thank you. Speaking of not feeling well, guys, please keep Jennifer and her husband in prayer of cinnamon stitches, Mama Kayla and her husband Big Daddy in prayer of Llama Mama Kayla, and anyone else out there who is not well or just having a tough time. I'm all about peace and love and positivity. I just, even on my down days, I try to smile as much as I can. I think the remedy to a lot of what we go through, honestly, are two S's, well, three: um, smile, sleep, and substance. Sounds like a winner to me. Thank you all for showing up. It really makes me feel good. And then to have 153 subscribers, that is amazing. And I'm really, really happy with that. I really, really am. Uh, I also wanted to ask for good jujus to go out to Lisa Lark. But a lot of you may know her best as Happy to Hook. She's got three a 3-day event coming up the first weekend in October, a 2-day event on the second weekend, and a 1-day event the following weekend. And then I think she gets a little bit of a break, and then she goes straight to um, another multiple day weekend in December. So, regardless of it being coming into contact with a lot of people, that's a lot of crocheting because whatever she sells, of course, you got to look at the fact that you have to replenish that because you want it to be as successful, if not more, on your next fairs or showings. Um, Llama Mama Kayla also has a craft fair, I believe, coming up, and she's been working on this really big sea turtle that is absolutely amazing. I think her story in itself is absolutely amazing. October 12th. And I wish you the best. I really do. I've never really had a market fair. Virginia is it's so much like it is. And they want so much money. And for a person who's on a fixed income, it's kind of hard. Um, I have been quoted everything from $75 to $225, and they all want license and um, certificates and all that good stuff. So, of course, all of it. This is a Commonwealth state, and they believe in scrapers making the common wealthy. So, I just not really going to get into that. This looks a lot like a carrot, guys. Speaking of carrot, with Thanksgiving coming up, I've never made plushies. I might make fruits and veggies. I think that's an idea. My crochet along for this month was the basket. And those of you who posted pictures on my Facebook page, Create and Relate, Oh my goodness, they were absolutely amazing. I mean, please, if you have not seen them, please go over to Facebook, Create and Relate, and look at the pictures. They are astonishing. They really, really are. I think you guys did awesome jobs on those. Um, October is more of the Halloween thing. I um, made some yarn balls. I think I used one of them. I used Ghost, but I haven't used Spooky. And I think I'm going to use Spooky and come up with something. But for November, I did want to make the serving tray, the crochet serving tray, just like the bottom of the baskets. But I only want the side to be probably somewhere between 3 to 5 inches. But to fill it in, what I was thinking about doing was crocheting, like, excuse me, the little foliage to go around it and making holders for like the sugar bowl and the creamer and those types of things. But the more I think about it, the more I can make like little pumpkins, carrots, um, some kale or collards, perhaps something. I can create something. I can create something to kind of go in this tray to make it look a little bit like a cornucopia. I think that'll be an idea. I need to find those here. I have not, I mean, everybody keeps telling me, that they got them all over. They're free and they're all over. Okay, well, first of all, I have limited mobility. I basically get to places away from home with the aid of my daughter. So it has to be a time that she's not busy. And I have to be able to get around on my scooter. Because outside the house, that is my trusted. If I don't have my girls with me, like right beside me, it's my scooter. It's my scooter. But hopefully this year, and I'm speaking more of seasonal year than actual year, will yield something better. Um, I am very thankful for the sales that I've had. I think I'm grateful for those, but I would like to do a little better. I really would. Okay, okay. I will try that again. I did try it before some years ago. Not with, well, I did try it with the crochet and I got absolutely no hits. Um, but I'm a blanket girl. So what I listed was blankets, and I've been dealing a lot this year with smaller projects. So I was kind of happy when I heard about the Boggy Creek Drive because it put me back with the blankets. And you can actually see one, two, three, four of them behind me that I'm working on. And then I have the fifth one right here. This one's almost done. Um, this one is almost done. I worked a lot on that one today and a little bit on this one. What made me stop with those? So you see five of them that I started. The other one is at the foot of the bed and two in the closet. I started this yesterday. This has nothing to do with blankets. It's all single crochet. And it's a sweater for my grandson. But it was a way to take the blanket monotony off of me. But then I looked at the fact this morning when I got up, I was like, Dodo, it's all brown. What's going to throw you into boredom quicker? I don't know what I was thinking. I don't know what I was thinking, but I didn't think it through. So then my daughter asked me this evening for another basket, and she actually ordered one from me. And I had to get all the specifics from her. Uh, what colors, how big do they want it? What will it be used for? Asking questions like that lets me know how sturdy it needs to be for one. And of course, color options. You get to choose a person's. And my goal, what I wanted to do, is the person I'm making this scarf for, I actually wanted to make them a series of smaller baskets. The baskets I made my daughter were a little bit bigger than the ones that I made earlier this month. They were more along the size of the first ones I made, which were 90 stitches around. And what I wanted to make for, excuse me, Shell, was like little containers maybe that could be used like trinket boxes and things like that, that could be used on the dresser. Uh, I love candles. Bath and Body Works. But you see this jar? It's amazing. And even though I don't want to cover it up, it doesn't go with anything in my room. So what I was going to do was make a little holder for that, because I love that the jar can still be used, and it's heavy and it's sturdy. So I wanted to make a covering for that to kind of throw things in when I come in and make that match the decor in my room, which is like lavender and turquoise or aqua or whichever one you want to call it. So that's why I ask for specifics, what people want to use them for, and that type of thing. What I found with the toys, the baskets themselves didn't really have to be sturdy. I'm sorry. Hey, sis. I'm sorry. Yes, sis, we are. We live. They do. They do. I'm finding, Rosalie, that they do. I'm finding more and more that people love crochet items. There was a point that I felt like I was fruitlessly crocheting. But I love to crochet so much, I would still do it. I just had to be crocheting. I reached that point in my life finally. Um, Thank you to my new subscriber. Thank you. Yay. But my crochet journey, I started when I was 5. My babysitter taught me the first thing I made was a poncho, a granny square poncho, and the granny square tam hat to match. They were green and white. The school my mother taught, and I eventually became my alma mater, was Forest Glen High School in Suffolk, and we were the home of the Green and White Rangers. I no longer have that set, as I went through a period of my life that I really did not care for crochet because of the second thing my babysitter had me make was actually the trim to a queen size flat sheet. She literally went to the hardware store and got thin cord. So I had to work with the little bitty crochet hooks. I guess you can see I'm a little too rough with the hook. I have stabbed myself with those. How are you, Miss Glow? I'm happy to have you here. I really, really am. Everyone, please welcome Miss Glow. I am so happy to have you here. Um, but yeah, after I made that thing to go on the sheet, that kind of did it for crochet with me for a while. But being raised an only child, uh, by a single parent, lots of times I was with my mom and I would get bored going with her to her meetings. It just, I'm doing better, Miss Glow. Or do you want me to say Gloria? Which one? But yeah, I didn't really take up interest again until I was in junior high, and the next babysitter happened to live next door, and she was a knitter, and she tried to teach me to knit, but it kind of, I'm going to say this word, and I've never seen it before, reawoke. But the crocheting drive in me, and I picked up my hook, and I was so bad with it that at night when it was time for me to go to bed, I was sitting up in the dark with my boombox as low as possible, crocheting in my bed. You know, Granny Square was basically it back then. So that's what I do until I got tired of it. I'd frog it and start all over again. Okay, well, I'm Kitty, and it's very nice to meet you. The way I introduce myself is your baby boomer, Kitty Lane from the Peninsula in Virginia, and welcome to Create and Relate. But yeah, even after having such a strong pullback to crocheting, I kind of fell off again after graduating high school. Then I was commissioned to do the choir hats for the senior choir at my then church, St. Rose Church of Christ, Disciples of Christ, in Wilson, North Carolina, back home. I'm a Southern girl, yes, but um, I kind of kept it up from there. But that's when I went into the creating things and taking them apart and creating things, because nobody really had a passion, for crocheting like they do now. You just didn't see it a lot. People didn't talk about it a lot. And I thought it was a dying art, and I felt it my soul mission to bring crochet back. Well, I had some ideas. I did have some ideas, but I kept with it after that, and started gifting blankets and things to family, and then they started getting me out there, and I had a whole lot of orders coming from Florida, and I work with acrylic, but they wanted it. They wanted it. It was like the golf club covers, steering wheel covers, vests, hats and scarves, lap throws. Oh my goodness, a lot of things. And um, some of them, like the golf club covers, were absolutely new to me. And I was wondering how in the world. But I did it. I did it. Is that a little better light? Oh boy. I started to say, I don't remember my grandbaby bringing the remote back. But she did. I love hanging out with you guys and crocheting. I either get nothing done and talk to you all, but I feel like I've relieved such a weight from my chest, or I get a lot of crocheting done so far. And for those who don't know, this is my pencil scarf. This is my eraser. That's the clasp that holds the pencil and the eraser together. And this is the body of my pencil. And I'm going to keep going until I'm happy. And then I will start decreasing so I can make the shavings part, the wood shaving part, and then put the black at the tip. And I will have my pencil scarf. This is only the second one I've made. I've not used tutorials or patterns. The first one I made, I'm pretty sure I used single crochet. That was my go-to stitch back then. And I was able to create it during a shift on my job. My job, well, I was a front desk clerk at a hotel, and my shift was 3 to 11. So I would say starting it around 3:30 and finishing it somewhere probably around 10:30ish, because there were reports and things that we had to do, and I always had to make sure I had time for that. And this is even with the interruption of phone calls, or whenever we had guests who were coming in to check in. I say interruption of phone calls because we got a lot of prank calls when we were at the hotel. It was ridiculous. Yeah, it was really, really out of control. But we mustered through. Yep, we mustered through it. Our caller ID only worked when it wanted to. Uh, I remember proving that to my boss. I had my mother to call, and I'm talking to her, and we're having a good conversation. And I just, for some strange reason, I said, I called her mother, or we called her as a family, Butter. But I was like, Butter, please do me a favor. Hang up and call me right back on the hotel phone. First time it came through her name, Barbara Turner. The second time it came through incoming call. And I showed my boss, I was like, see, I told you the caller ID works when it wants to. This is my mom calling from the same number. But it was a fun time, but a crazy time there. I was there 5 years before the doctor took me out of work completely. And my mind my mind tells me, go out here and get a job and go back to work. And then I get up to go in the kitchen to make a cup of coffee. And about halfway through that cup of coffee, I'm reaching and grabbing for a chair because the legs are about to give out, or the back is about to give out. And I'm like, yeah, I understand why. I understand why he pulled me. Yeah. Yep. But hopefully, with this CAT scan that we have coming up on the 4th, hopefully we'll have some answers about the spine. Um, I'm constantly telling you all to be vigilant about your own health. And even sometimes when the doctor okays things that you think are okay, or they tell you not to do something that you think is okay, it's to your advantage to research it yourself. Sometimes research involves asking questions of people who have had experience with whatever method, whether it be herbal, exercise, or prescription. So be well informed about your health. I hard headedly, well, no, because my doctor said it was fine. Trying to get rid of pain Wednesday night, not being used to something. I tried something and it was enough to put me down for a couple of days. Like I said, I do not remember Thursday. I don't remember much of Thursday at all. Was I in pain? Very much so. So we now know that this is not an option for me. But hopefully we will find out what it is. I tell my doctor all the time when she does the bi-monthly assessments, what goal are we trying to reach? I want to dance again. I'm a dancer. I love to dance and I want to dance again. I know a lot is going to have to happen to get me back there, but that's what I want to do. Yep, that's what I want to do. I used to want to travel, but with so much going on everywhere, no thanks. I'll stay at home. So let me know what you all are working on. Some of you know that my girls will give me a yarn budget every month. They were pretty gracious for a little while, I thought. And then this past month or this month, it was like, nope, no, 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 nothing for the yarn budget. You said you wanted to get rid of what you. The only way I can spend money for yarn, y'all, is if somebody wants something and I don't have the color. That's the only way. Oh, but I love yarn. But seriously, it is my goal to deplete my entire current stash and start over. I really, really want to do that. I have so many ideas for that space, but I do have to. All of this has to go, which was one reason I was happy for the Boggy Creek um, drive, to light up some child's face with their own blanket. And you know what? Hey, I'm wondering, another blanket, if we make unsharpened pencils that just go back and forth enough, to make the blanket. I wonder how that would look. That sounds amazing. Just have the pencils going until you reach the size requirement. Yeah, I'm trying to find what I always lose here lately. I don't know why I can't keep up with it. It's not like it's a color that everybody has. Even though a lot of people do like this color. Y'all, I'm really, 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 really looking for my tape measure. I really am. And honest to goodness, it was right here in front of me. It has been right here in front of me all day. All day. I guess it didn't want to sit in front of me anymore. Okay. Me and you, us never part, Maki Dada. Well, I couldn't even Maki Dada it back. Okay, so we will be without that until I think my heart ruler is on the bed. So we'll just be without until I get up and get the hard ruler. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not going to hold you guys too much longer. I appreciate you all hanging out with me. I really do. I never imagined that I would get this much done. I really didn't. But I know I wanted to make the basket tonight, and there's still time. Um, being that it only takes a few hours. So who knows? I made my last two whips may end up being my first finished objects of this bunch. That's not a sad thing. That's not a bad thing at all. But I'm seriously gonna look into that pencil ID. I am. That sounds like a winner. Yes, winner, winner, chicken dinner. But as I was saying before, please send out all good vibes and good juju to Lisa on her upcoming market fairs or um, craft fairs. Uh, Also, Kiera from Kiera's Crochet. I want to say the other name, Kiera's Dollhouse of Sweets, but Kiera's Crochet. Please keep her in mind. She has health issues as well. Mama Kayla and her husband Big Daddy. Big Daddy just came through a really big inspection and came through it well. And that's what we were looking for. That's what we were hoping for. And also, Mama Kayla, having her issues, and we're praying for strength back in her legs and no more swelling. We're also praying for Jennifer and her husband as Big C has been flying around, but we wish them better, definitely. Um, Trying to think of everybody. If you need a daily word, any form of inspiration, every day, Auntie Maureen posts, "Be still and know." It's it's a book that's also available. All the specs are in her description, and she's under My Crochet Story. All of these people are highlighted. I have a list of those that I follow like religiously, and they all of their information is down below. If they're highlighted, these are the ones that I'm speaking of tonight. uh, Also, Juan, I absolutely love Juan. I love his intro. He starts out, "Welcome, my name is Juan and I'm a yarn addict," hence the name Juan the Yarn Addict. I think that is so cute. But yeah, And then, the fact that he takes the time to show us all of the Boggy Creek blankets that have been sent to him. He's a very gracious creator in that he does a lot of giveaways. But you can also look at T. Maureen there from My Crochet Story. She has her monthly giveaways. Lisa from Happy to Hook has her monthly crochet along uh, greeting card giveaways. Um, Sarah Satch has done giveaways. Um, hmm. Oh, and also, please give out a real warm congratulations and standing in arms behind and for Thriss and Stitches. She's a new grandma. But of course, you know what happens when we get these trolls out here. They try to bring a lot of negativity. And her page has been the victim of that here lately. So we just want her to know that, you got your army behind you. We're here. And don't give them a second thought. It's this beautiful thing called deleting people and blocking people. Work it. So I think I got everybody. If you notice, the more I try to remember the things, the more I feel. I don't know why I do that. I don't. I don't. I don't know why I do that. I don't know. But you guys have been absolutely wonderful. I appreciate you dropping in and hanging in here with me for almost an hour. I am really not going to take up too much more of your time. And regardless as to what others think, I do love you. I love you from the bottom of my heart. 99.9% of us have never met except through what we do. I love the fact that you are a human being and one of God's creations, and that without you being here, this wouldn't happen for me. On some level, we have connected. And I love the reconnectivity that we as a society are trying to do, because we've been separated so much. So, like I said, I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. I want you to concentrate on loving yourself as well. Okay? I'm not even asking that you love me back at this point. I just want to make sure you love you and know that you got somebody in your corner. I'm Kitty Lane, the baby boomer from the peninsula in Virginia. You guys go and have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your weekend. Good night.